Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? It's been a really long time. So today we are going to be drafting out a short Ankara dress, which is also called a shift dress. And this dress, from looking at the style on the tumbling, you notice that it's having a zipper at the front and it's having a little gathers on the sleeve. So that is what we are going to be making. And the Ankara I have here is like 4 yards, but I'm going to be using at least 2.5 yards to create this style. So now let's start with the tutorial. So guys, my fabric has been folded into two. So from the entire fabric I cut out 2 yards, which I folded into four. So I left like 1 inches allowance for the front part where we are going to be putting the zipper. So as you can see, I'm counting the fabric. I have four fabric folded there, so it means two for the front, two for the back. So now let's start taking our body measurements. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking my shoulder measurement. So the shoulder measurement I took here is 8 inches because the shoulder I'm working with is 16 inches. And I'm going to be taking my shoulder slope, which is 1 inches, and I'm going to be connecting that 1 inches straight back to my neckline. Now you know that all measurement I'm taking is from the folded edge. I'm taking all measurement from the folded edge, not from the one in the front. The one in the front is the one with the zipper allowance. So I'm taking it from the one on the back, which is the folded edge. So I'm going to be slanting my half inch to the neckline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking my neck measurement. So the neck measurement I'm working with is 3 by 3. So I'm working with 3 by 3. So I'm going to be coming down for the back neckline by 1.5. Then from the front, for the front neckline, I'm going to be coming down by 3.5. And I'm going to be connecting the 3.5 back to the neckline. And I'm going to be connecting also the back to the neckline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking my armhole measurement. Now the armhole measurement I'm working with is 7 inches. Now to get your own perfect armhole measurement, you're supposed to do, you're going to be dividing your bust measurement by 6, then you'll be adding 1.5. So whatsoever it is that it gives you, that is your own armhole measurement. So no matter the person you are working with, whether the person is of a big size or of a big size, of a big size or of a small size, by the time you divide their bust measure that way, it's going to help you to get their perfect armhole. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking my bust measurement. Now the bust measurement I'm working with is 35. So I'm going to be dividing that 35 into 4, and I'm going to be having 8.75. So that 8.75, I'm going to be adding 1 inch to it, which is going to be my ease allowance. That is, I don't want the dress to be too fitted because, as you can see from the tumbling, the dress is not a fitted dress, it's a bit loose. So that 1 inch is going to be for my allowance, for my freeness. Then I'm going to be adding another 1 inch, which is going to be for the sewing allowance. So automatically I'm adding 2 inches. I hope you understand. So 1 inch is going to be for the ease of the clothes, like easiness, looseness of the dress, and 1 inch is going to be for my sewing allowance. So I'm going to be placing my measurement on my armhole. So the next thing I'm going to be taking my half length measurement. So the half length measurement I'm working with is 16. So I'm marking out my 16 here, and I'm also going to be inserting my waist measurement. That is my round waist measurement. So whatsoever it is that is your round waist measurement, you're going to be dividing it by 4. So like mine is 28. So I'm dividing 28 by 4, which is 7 inches. I'm going to be adding 1 extra inches for ease, and I'm going to be adding another 1 extra inches for sewing allowance. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be taking my hip measurement. Now I'm going to be measuring my hip point, which is 8 inches. Now if you are on the big side, you can measure your client's waist hip point, or you can, if it's for you, you can measure yours to be sure of where your hip point is. But for mine, 8 inches is actually okay for anybody, so you can work with 8 or 9. So now I'm going to be placing my hip measurements. So my hip measurement is 38. So I'm going to be dividing 38 into 4, and I'm going to be placing my measurement here. So I'm going to be placing my 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for sewing allowance. Just exactly the same way I did for my waist, my bust, and the hip. So that's what you're going to be doing. So the next thing I'm going to be taking the full dress measurement. So I want this dress to be around 36 inches. So I'm going to be marking out 36 inches. Then I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches for allowance, that is for the hemming allowance. So it's going to be giving me 37.5. So I'm going to be connecting this line into a straight line. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be connecting all of my lines. So I'm going to be connecting the bust to the waist and the waist to the hip. So I intentionally did not fast forward this part so that you can see the way I'm joining my lines together. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting this out. Now, I'm going to be cutting it out. So I'm going to be cutting out the neckline for the back together with the front before I now cut out the neckline for the front. Because you know that the neckline for the front is a bit deeper than that of the back. Now for my armhole curve, I forgot to do that. So I'm going to be measuring whatsoever I have here. I'll be dividing it by 2, which is 3.75. So on that 3.75, I'm going to be coming in by half inches, which is going to be for my armhole for the front. Now the reason why I'm doing that is to avoid gaping for my dress. I want it to lie flat when I'm done sewing it. So I'm just going to be connecting it. Now the initial armhole is going to be for the back, while the one with the half inches is going to be for the front. So you just look at what I'm doing as I'm cutting it out. You notice that now that I'm cutting it out, I'm not cutting out the half inches I just went in by, which is because it's for the front. So by the time I remove the one for the back, I'm going to be using it for, then I'm going to be using that part for the front. Just look at what I'm doing. I hope you understand. So now let's work on the neckline for the front. So for the front, I said I was going in by 3.5. So I'm going to be taking my 3.5 here. Remember I took out 1.5 for the back. So 1.5 I'll go down by 2 inches, making it 3.5. So I'm going to be connecting it back to my neckline and cutting it out. So this is it for the front and for the back. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is we are going to be cutting a facing for these dresses. So I'm going to be cutting a facing for the front and a facing for the back. I don't want to use bias. I don't want to turn it to bias because I want it to be looking very, very neat. So I'm going to be cutting a part of my pieces here and use it for my facing. So the same way I cut out for the back, that's the same way I'm going to be cutting out for the front. So now I'm going to be working on the front first. I'm going to be cutting out the facing for the front. Just look at me the way I'm doing it. So you just cut out a little piece of a little piece of fabric and you placing it around your neckline. Make sure that it's enough to like turn your neckline, and at least there should be like 3 inches for the down part so that it's not going to be coming up when you are done sewing. So just the way I did it, so you trace it out. So after I was done, you can leave it this way, which is actually fine, but I would just like to reduce the shoulder line a little bit so that it's not going to be, by the time I'm done with sewing, I don't want the facing to get to the armhole side. So I'm just going to be tracing it out or trimming it out a little bit. So just the way I'm doing it. So the same thing I did for the front here, I'm also going to be doing for the back. And I'm going to be opening the front. Remember, it's going to be having a zipper. Showing the necklines. So this is the front part of my back. This is the, so let me chalk the back so you can see. So this is the back. This is the wrong side. So this is the front. So I'm going to be placing this front, okay, so front side facing front side. I'll take this to my sewing machine and sew this neckline. I'll sew this neckline and bring it back and show you guys. Then for the front side, so this is the back also, for the back, for the front, sorry. So I'm going to be placing it this way, placing my facing front side facing the front side, please. Front side, right side facing right side. Yeah. So I'm going to be taking this also to the sewing machine and sew on half inches, half inch. So guys, I've taken it to the sewing machine and I've joined the facing. So this is the facing. So you can see how neat is looking. So it's better than the bias form. So this is it. So this is for the back. Then now this is for the front also. So I've turned the front also. So now I'm going to be joining the shoulders together. So you notice that I'm placing the front part to the front part, that is right side facing each other. So this is for one side of the front, this is for the other side of the front. So front side facing each other. So now I'm going to be taking this to my sewing machine and join the shoulder line. So now this shoulder, now this is how to join it so that you are not going to be having a rough finishing. So okay, this is for the front, this is for the back. So when you place it this way, you are going to be opening up this part of the back and covering this front part. Then you stitch it on your half inches. Remember when I was taking the measurement, I left half inches, I added half inches for my shoulder. So you're going to be doing the same thing to this other part. So now I'm going to be taking it to my sewing machine and do that and show you guys. So guys, I have joined the two shoulders, so you can see how it's neatly done. So this is for the two front sides, so this is for the back. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be working on my shoulder line in its starting point. So this is going to be my starting point. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be coming down by half inches. Now the amount of fabric I folded is like 9 inches, so I'm going to be coming down by 4 inches. That's to get my shoulder slope. Then now from here I'm going to be connecting it this way, just the way we cut out our normal sleeves, taking the full sleeve I want, which is 9 plus 1 inches for all of the allowance I want, so that is 10. So now this is for my sleeve. Now I think it's better I just show you guys how to do the gathers instead of taking it to the sewing machine and coming back. So now this is the front side facing the front side. So the first thing you're going to be doing, you're going to be taking, so these are my pins to pin them down. So I'm going to be pinning down this end, and I'm also going to be pinning down this other end. So now I'm going to be pleating it. So I'm going to find looking for the midpoint. So I'm just going to be placing it this way. You can see. So this way, the way I placed the midpoint on the midpoint is going to allow me to pleat the same amount of fabric on each side. So this is how I'm just going to pleat it until I'm done on this other side, and I'm also going to pleat it on this other side. So guys, this is it after I was done making my gathers. So that's how you do it. So, and I've turned the hem of the sleeve. So now we're going to be attaching it to the dress now. So to attach it to the dress, I'm going to be opening up the side that I sewed just a little so that I can attach the sleeve just the way I'm doing it. So you open up around your bust side and open it down a little bit, just like probably like 5 inches down, so that it will be easy for me to insert the sleeve. So you see the way I'll be doing it now. So I'll lose the both side. So now I'm going to be finding the midpoint of my sleeve. So I'm going to be repeating the same thing on the other sleeve also. I'll be finding the midpoint of the both sleeves. So now I'm going to be placing the midpoint on my shoulder line. That is the line where I joined my shoulder. So I'm going to be placing it that way. So after I'm done, I'm going to be pinning them down all round. So I'm going to be pinning it down all round. So after I'm done pinning it all around, I'm going to be sewing it all around. So after I'm done sewing it all around, so I'll take it to the machine now and sew it all around. And I'm also going to be joining the sides of the sleeve. So just the way I demonstrated, that's how I'm going to be sewing also the side of the sleeve. So I'll be doing it for the both sleeve. So after I was done, this is how it's looking. So I've attached the both sleeve. So I've attached the both sleeve. So now the only thing left is for me to hem the down of the dress, and I'm going to be using an hemming gum to do that. After I'm done with that, so I'm going to be attaching the sleeve and the zipper. Now I don't have a zipper now at home because I'll need a very long zipper to do that, like 36 inches long zipper, and which I do not have at home. So probably when I get that, I'm going to be showing a short video on how I attach the sleeve the zipper. But this is just the same way you will attach your normal zipper, probably to your skirt or to your dress. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. Turn on your notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you've not yet subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.